How you doing? Jonathan Johnson from the Johnson firm right here in Lake Charles. Back with you again today with Cooper Fournet, a personal injury specialist here at the Johnson firm. That's all you do, right?
That's everything.
It's injury work. Today we're going to talk about, and we've been kind of putting some videos out there talking about some things, some frequently asked questions that we get, topics that maybe people are confused about, or if they've been involved in an accident, car accident or something like that, they don't really understand how this works. And the point of these videos is to just kind of get rid of some of that confusion, put some information out there so that people can feel more comfortable engaging an attorney. And so the topic we're going to talk about today is, we get asked this all the time, is look, I've been in a car wreck and my vehicle's damaged. The insurance company's giving me trouble with that. I don't really want to hire an attorney because if I do, the attorney's going to take some of the money and I'm not going to be able to get my car fixed, or I'm not going to have enough money to pay off my loan that I have on my car. So I thought we'd just kind of talk about just the early steps of it's an accident's just happened. Your car is either totaled or it's damaged significantly. And the next question is, okay, how do I get this thing fixed? Or how do I get me another vehicle? How do I get my loan paid off? So, I mean, how do you walk your clients through that when they're coming in for a consult or when they've engaged your services?
It's a big challenge for people because a lot of times the injury is kind of the most important thing that we're looking at. But the property damage, not having a vehicle can be so important to people, especially in Lake Charles, Louisiana, where everybody needs to drive to get to work, to get their kids places they need to go. So it's absolutely important topic. I guess the main thing that people should know is that the injury claim is separate from the property damage claim. There's two different pools of money. There's two different considerations that go into it. So that's the first thing I established. It's not like, if your injury is huge, then you're not going to have that much money to work with on the property damage claim. They are separate and they operate independently of each other. The first thing that I always tell people is, when you're talking about property damage or rental car coverage, you're really looking at two different potential routes with each its own pros and cons. One is going through the insurance company for the at-fault driver, the other driver.
The person that hit you.
The person that hit you,
Yeah.
or going through your own insurance company. And there's pros and cons of each approach, and it really depends on the circumstances of the case. But that's something that we're always looking into at the initial intake.
Yeah, and let me break that down just a little bit because
Sure.
obviously we've worked in a lot of these cases, and that's something that confuses people. Well, the other guy hit me, so why would I file with my insurance? What happens sometimes is the at-fault driver, their insurance company may be trying to figure out whether or not they're going to accept liability, determine that their person was at fault. There may be different versions. They may be waiting on a crash report. And our, priority is, hey, I want you to be inconvenienced as little as possible. So it may be faster to go through your insurance company than your insurance company does. And this is one of those big bad legal words that confuses people, but subrogates to the other insurance. Your insurance company will go get paid back from the other insurance company, but we're able to get that process started a little quicker.
Right.
And which route we're going is, case specific, but it's based off your experience of knowing how to get the best result for the client as quickly as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned going through the other person's insurance, and that's one of the huge cons of going through the other person's insurance is they're going to want to talk to their driver. They're going to want to get the crash report. They're going to want to do an investigation. While that's ongoing, you got to get to work. You got to get your kids to school. You got to get your kids to wherever they need to go. And so a lot of people don't have the luxury of waiting that time.
Yeah.
While the other insurance companies kind of figuring out what they're going to do with the case.
And they're not your insurance company, right? So
Right.
They have no contractual responsibility with you, but your insurance company does. And if you have an insurance policy that covers your vehicle and it covers property damage, when you call and say, I was in a wreck, I need to get my vehicle fixed, they've got to get right on that. So knowing how that works and understanding that process is a level of expertise that, an attorney can bring to that and, make that a little bit smoother.
Right.
Okay. So we have two different policies of insurance. Every car insurance policy has something for liability, which is the injury portion of it. And then it's got the property damage pot. So we have these two different pots. You get the vehicle into the repair shop, you get the estimates, you started that process, and the insurance company says, okay, we're going to pay, whether it's your own insurance or it's the other one, we're going to pay $25,000 to make the repair to your vehicle that the shop says. Okay, so big fear. Oh, but if I engage the attorney, well, then the attorney has to get paid. I need $25,000 to fix my vehicle. The insurance is going to pay $25,000, but then the attorney is going to take some money, and I'm not going to have enough money to fix my vehicle. Is that a realistic fear?
It's not. No, I would never take a fee off of money that should go to fix my client's vehicle or in a situation where there's a total loss.
Right.
I would never take the client's money that should go to replace or buy a new vehicle or pay their note off. Yeah, that's just not the way we would do business.
And that's really important for people to know, that on the property damage side of the car wreck, there is not going to be an attorney fee. It's not going to be paid later. So it's not going to be it's just, there isn't one. As part of handling your injury case, we're going to help you with getting your vehicle fixed or replaced in the event it's totaled. We're going to talk about rental here in a second, but we're going to help you make sure you have transportation in between. And then we're going to make sure you get treated fairly as it relates to the negotiation with the insurance company over the amount of your repairs and all of those things, or potentially what you're paid in the event that your vehicle's totaled. You get involved in that as well, right?
Right. Yeah. We help our clients with the property damage side of the case as a courtesy, as kind of ancillary to the injury case, but we're not taking a fee off the property damage side of the case.
So last question on this topic is going to be rental cars. Your vehicle's not drivable, whether it's totaled or it's just needing repair. Parts are on back order, or I can't get into the shop, or the shop's backed up, or the insurance company's him hauling around, whatever. And there's this lag time where the client doesn't have a vehicle and they have all these obligations to get in. And like you said, this is Southwest Louisiana. We all drive everywhere we go. Right. Public transit's not, it's not like a big city like we'd see in, where you have trains and all these different buses and all this. They need their vehicle. So what do we do to help?
Yeah. So, and it kind of goes back to your original question. A lot of times when you go through your own insurance for rental, you'll have limits. That's one of the cons of going through your own insurance. You'll have limits. It's a 30-day limit, or it's a, amount per day limit. My general approach with those things is we have open accounts with rental car companies. Let's get the client set up. Mm-hmm. I'll deal with the rental coverage. I'll get reimbursed on the back end, either through the other person's insurance, through my client's insurance company. I don't want to delay a client's treatment or further, impose on their life after they're already suffering with an injury, not being able to get to where they need to go. So typically, I won't spend too much time trying to figure out, what's the best place. It's like, let's get them in the rental. Right. Let's get them in a treatment. Let's get them back living their normal lives as much as possible. So we'll utilize our open accounts to go ahead and get that set up.
Another thing I hear, someone comes in, they were in an accident maybe a week or two prior, vehicle's at the shop, and they've gotten into our office because they're kind of panicking because the insurance companies told them, hey, you got to return the rental car today because we've already made a determination on your vehicle. And I know how I've handled those more, but I'd like to hear how you let you weigh in on that, because those insurance companies don't get to dictate those types of things, and we get to become an advocate for the client in those situations. So tell about that, because I think that is something people have heard before.
I think a lot of it is designed to put pressure on the client to want to just settle the case and be done with it, and they know that I'm about to get cut off of the rental, so maybe I should just settle and get some money so I can just move on. I think it's designed to do that, to put people in a situation where they say, I just want to be done with this. But when you have representation, that kind of gives you some breathing room, kind of gives you some space. Make sure you have your vehicle and get to work. You're not in a pressure cooker of trying to make a decision that could affect the rest of your life. So when people are under our umbrella, they don't have that big pressure. All they need to focus on is trying to get better and trying to heal, and we'll kind of take care of the rest.
Right. So if you've been in an accident, or if you've experienced that before, that can be a tactic. It can be something that they're trying to make you make rush decisions, because we all know that we don't make the best decisions when we're rushed and when we're feeling that pressure. We want to take that pressure off of you so that when you make decisions on your case, you've got all the information that you need to make those decisions, and you're not feeling any type of pressure or just stress involved over what could be minor decisions if it's not an extremely traumatic accident, but could be something extremely important that could affect your future going forward. So
Absolutely.
all right, anything else I need to know about that?
No, I think we covered everything.
Okay. Hey, we appreciate you watching that video. If you have other questions about other legal topics, check out our website, johnsonfirmla.com, or our YouTube page. We put out material all of the time in the areas of family law, personal injury, and criminal defense. We really appreciate you checking us out. Thanks so much.